Hi everyone, this is welcome back to our tutorial. This is the second video. Today we are going to talk about creating and representing an existing service. Okay, I think last time we talked about the importance of service, right? In Civil 3D, right? Everything, most of to Topo is basically service, right? Which is here. Right, so when we talk about service, we need to know how we work with service, right? So usually, when we do grading in Civil 3D, we need at least create two services so we can do grading, right? The first is existing service. The second is proposed service. Okay, existing service. In this video, we're gonna talk about existing service. Okay, existing service is usually the service at the background of a grading plan. It's usually existing condition. Usually, after we import the existing service, we do not change the shape of it. We just try to keep the initial site information. Okay, we don't want to change the existing service, because if we change it, we will not be able to do good analysis afterwards. But a proposed service is different. It's used to show the difference between existing service and the ideal situation of our design. Okay, and usually proposed service must have an existing service as reference. Okay, and it as the reference. And you will see like this image. The existing service is actually what's in the background. You see this gray topo, right? But the proposed service is this yellow and red, right? Which we'll talk about later. And this make like a grading so clear that your audience will immediately know what are the parts that you changed. Okay, which is really important. Okay, and then contours. Okay, so how to get your existing service? Because when you open your Civil 3D, you just start with a blank sheet, right? You cannot draw contour lines. You don't want to draw them by yourself, right? What I do is I was able to find like all contour lines in the country. So if you need like I use Rhino. Okay, this is Rhino, right? There are other ways to get contour lines. Okay, you can get it from SketchUp. If you go to my YouTube channel. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a video called Heron and Erk workflow, which is show you exactly the most effective way I feel to get free open source data online. Okay, you see here in the end. So you see here in the end, I was able to get the topo, get the building footprints, roads, and the land use, all kinds of data in there. Okay, if you're interested, you can check this video, and I think you will have more questions, and then I can help with. I can also help with it. Okay, and to get these topo lines, I can help with you individually. Okay, you just let me know what kind of contour line you need, and then I can help you get it. Okay, all right. So this is I got this from Rhino. So I opened the contour lines in Rhino. You can see here the contour lines. They have elevations on there, right? They have height, and you can see the difference, like the interval of the contour line. This is 226, and this is 228. So basically is 2. Okay, the interval is 2. Okay, I don't know the units. Okay, the units is meters here. So you can, but the most important thing is to remember the interval. Okay, which this case is 2. Okay. So what I do is I just select. If you like using SketchUp, or you do the same thing. Okay, export or save as. Okay, I use export. There's export selected here, so I just save it as like a DWG, which is AutoCAD. That's like most common AutoCAD format. Okay, when you finish, so I did this before. So when you export it, finished, you will have like a file. Okay, I save it as a Clemson site. Okay, so what I do, I just open it, and I got a topo. Okay, basically it was the same thing. All right, it's like even the units are the same, the numbers are the same. For example, if I just drag here, that's 7,000 kind of. And if I look at how long is here, almost 7,000. So the same size. Okay, they will keep it the same size, and definitely if you check these, you will see from here. Okay, from here you can see the elevation. This is 204 to 206. So the interval, the contour interval is 2. So it's really perfect. You just like this workflow is really perfect. You have no other issues of importing. Okay, but you cannot just work on this file, because this file is a DWG file, but this DWG file is exported from Rhino. Okay, if you look at the layers, you only have 2 layers. Okay, that's not normal. Last video we talk about Civil 3D layers. They should have a lot of layers, default layers, so you can work with it, right? For example, if I just open up a new drawing in Civil 3D, and this drawing is Civil 3D DWG. Okay, when I look at the layers, there are tons of layers, right? That's normal. Okay, but this one is not normal. So what we do is usually I open up a new drawing like here, right? I save it, like just give a name. Let's give a name like file 2. Okay, let's save. Okay, so this is file 2, and it's still like nothing in there. But what I do is I just click, I select all of them, and right click, and there is an option called clipboard. Okay, so you copy with base point, and then go to this empty blank file, which is for Civil 3D. Okay, remember the layers, they have so much layers in the system, and right click, paste to original coordinates. Okay, just wait a minute, and then show up here, and you will notice the size. Okay, for example, this 206, 208. So the interval is 2, and also let me check the size. Look at how long this line was. 7,000, right? So exact same thing. Okay, pretty cool. And you will notice also when you select them, right click, properties, you will find out they're in the layer called contour. Okay, just remember the layer. Okay, it should be show up here also. Okay, it's in here. Okay, so create a new Civil 3D file and open the contour file and copy the contour lines into, I think, into that Civil 3D file. Okay, so we did that. And the next step, create a service and add contours. Okay, this is really easy, but it's important. Okay, you have to create a service so the computer know, there is a service, right? So you create a service and you name it. That's usually existing service, right? Because somebody name it existing ground, I just name it service, okay? And you can choose a style. Style is just the way how you represent the like the colors, the line types, or the intervals. You can like do that. I just keep it default. You click OK, and you will see like their service coming out called existing service, right? But nothing show up in the definition. Remember, definition is the parameters help computer, define this what the service would look like, right? So, but we have contours, right? What you do, just right-click the contours, click Add, and you give a name. I will just give it Clemson existing topo, right? The distance, within factors, angles. I usually just keep it, default. But there is difference. If you look at this, yes, per difference. If you look at these two, right? You need to change these two. You need to select swapping edges and unselect adding points to flat edges. Okay, and then you click OK, and then they will show up. They will tell you to select contours. Okay, what you do, just select all the contours, and then you click just enter, and wait a minute. Something showing up, right? You will see here. We have contours. You see here when you click contours. Showing up here. This is the name, right? And you see there is like already a yellow triangle here. That means, there is something down there. Okay, we already have a service down there. Okay, but remember, we still under this layer we have a contour lines. All right. I just want to, I just want to find our contour line. Okay, here I just hide these layers, so those contour lines will disappear, which is good for us, so we don't like mess around too much lines down here. Okay, so when we select this layer, there are a couple of ways you can see whether or not you successfully create a layer. When you click it, it will show up team service and with the name existing service. That means you are in good shape. Okay, you successfully created a service, which is like the first major step. Okay. Alright. So the next step is, I feel like because that happens a lot, right? You feel like this service is too huge. You want to clip, or you just keep. What if I just want to keep like data in this area, right? Then this is how you want to add a new boundary to the service. Okay, so the boundary is usually is like to define the extent of your analysis. Okay, so what I do is just I draw this line and then select them, and you can just add boundaries. Right click boundary and click add, and you give a name. Let's say site edge or something else. There's different type of it, so that's basically the most usual, most common type to use. I would not suggest use like show, hide, data clip. I don't think we'll use it that much. Okay, and I think that's it. And then click OK, and then we'll see it disappeared, right? Our other spaces disappeared. Okay. What's cool about Civil 3D is anything you change, because see here definition, right? The definition defines the service, right? So right now when I click service, so this is only my service. There's like the places areas outside this boundary, not my service anymore. But if you change the boundary here,
powering off.
You see here, if I change the boundary, right? Because this boundary is defined by this curve, this circle, right? So if I change the circle, you will find out there is like a yellow mark down here. What you need to do is just right click and rebuild. You'll find out, update what happened, right? So let's just if I make it bigger again, right click and rebuild, automatically update it for us. Okay, really cool tool. Okay, then so after this, I would say you successfully create a service. You can play with it. So after you create it, Civil 3D are ready to do all kinds of calculations or processing for you. Okay, next step is play with all kinds of, so you are ready to play with all kinds of service analysis. Okay, you will see Civil 3D have really strong service analysis. Okay, and easy. Okay, what you do it's all in here. Okay, edit service style and service properties. Okay, all in these two options. Okay, there are you open it, you have contours, points, triangles, watersheds, analysis, right? And display. Okay, so what you can do is for example, I don't want to display minor contour. Then they just show the contour line here. Okay, for contour lines, you can change the parameters here. For example, you can change the legend, the style, how you want to show it, or you can change the interval 2 meters or 10 meters. Okay. By the way, the units of my this file is meters. You can change it to feet or anything you want. Okay. So this for contour lines, pretty common. And also you can have, look at this. Okay, you can have directions. Okay, when you click apply, also this kind of colors. I think you can go to analysis, right? There's the first one's directions. Okay, you can see the scheme they call the rainbow. Right, you can change the color. If I change to green, I apply it. It turns out to be green. Okay, let's just go back to rainbow. Then to go to rainbow. So what this do is different color means this face are facing certain direction. For example, we have 8 directions here, which I think is north, south, east, northeast. So all kind of directions. Okay. In this case, red is facing north, up, and the green is facing south, which is on the bottom. Okay, so I would say this area is facing north, and this area is facing south, and you can tell the other direction. So it just tell you where. It's kind of important in some way because it tell you because if a slope, right, is facing north and facing south, they're different, because usually if a slope is facing south, it will get more sunshine. Okay, and the angle of sunshine is better. Okay, more radiation, kind of stuff like that. Okay, and then go back to edit service style. Let me uncheck this. So it's really easy. You just check and uncheck. Okay, and you can change the parameters from here. Okay, you change the number to 4 or something like that. But I like to keep it default. If you want do more analysis down here, change something, you can just let me know. We can talk about it in detail. And then the next thing is elevation. You will click it. You'll see just show you the high. In this case, I think the higher elevation is black and lower is blue. You can also go to analysis, get elevation. Tell you the parameters. You can change the colors here. You can change it to green, for example. Right. So still easy. Just check and uncheck. Really easy and fast, because once you created the service, what you do is check and uncheck. Okay. By the way, for elevation, you can actually change the elevation by create service properties, and there's analysis tab. There's 4 tabs here, right? Analysis tab is really important. You can check. So there's kind of all kinds of analysis type, right? What you do is just go to elevation, right? Then you can select how many elevation I want to do. I think 8 is a little bit less. you can create up to like 14. And what you need to do, just remember this button and click it. And when you apply, you have more, colors, okay, which is higher resolution, I would say. So the interval, the elevation interval, become to 4, okay. So you can change it here. So if you want to change like specific parameters, change it in here, because they have color schemes, so which is the better way to do. Okay, that's elevation, and then slope, right? You can apply, then show the slope, right? So what you do, the same thing. You can check, right click, go to surface property, and this is slope. Go back to slope. Then you can click this. Remember, always click the button. Then it will tell you like what kind of color means what kind of slope, right? For example, the really red slope is from 0 to 4%, which is kind of like flat, right? And you can change it, okay? You can change it to like 16, and when you click this button and apply, you will have more colors showing up here, okay? But if you want to change the colors, then you have to go, because this is red and black, right? If you want to change the colors, you have to go back to edit surface style and go to analysis and go to slope, and you change colors in here, okay? Color scheme. If for example you want to change to rainbow, and you go back to surface property again, you see here the color changed, okay? And then you apply, then you change it to rainbow, okay? You will find out some like a really high slope. There are some places that have really higher slope than other places, okay? Just remember, like if you want to change the parameters, this color scheme or something, you better go just use this analysis tab, okay? That's the way to do it. Next, go back to edit surface style, display. I just unchecked this. Let me change to slope arrows, see what it was. So wait a minute. So this one is really cool. You can like it will show up some arrows, okay, and tell you where are these slopes going, okay, and you will find out some places have more arrows, some places have less arrows. If we look at like edit surface, you go to triangles, you'll find out like every triangle have an arrow, okay. If like for example this is a bigger triangle, so the arrow have less arrow, okay. So which means bigger triangle means this area have like less slope change, okay. And here it have more slope change, okay. It have like for example slope in here, I would say for example this area, I think the slope is kind of like straight, okay, so they just have one arrow. But slopes like here, right, I think it's more like here, okay, or like so you have to have multiple ones, right? Really cool. So what this can do, I think sometimes in some sense it can like tell you, the water flow, or just make your map looks good. So you can like change the color here the same way. You can change to blue, to green, right? Or you can change to hydro, or you can change to all kind of other colors, okay. Really cool analysis. Alright, so just remember you can do this right away, okay. Just display and undisplay, that's it. Then the last one I think is watershed and water drop and catchment. Okay, this is kind of like a little bit complex concept, but I think it's really useful. Let me pull out the elevation here. Okay. So what if you like right click and go to edit service style, you just check watershed and click apply. Okay, when you show that, you can see these kind of like boundaries, right? And some red, some like yellow, right? And some blue. Okay. Let me uncheck the animations here. So you see like so to differentiate the length into different sections. Okay, so what this means was it help you like define the watershed of the site. Okay, what usually and the red places are, I think, that what we call like a multi-join. It means like the water will like kind of circulate here, stay here for a while. This means that, and all the green it means watershed. It means the water coming down here is at some point they will coming down to somewhere else. Okay, and the blue, which means like the lower places, like all other, like the water from here is possible they will flow down here. Okay, if you open up. And if you open up elevation again, then you gently understand like where the water will go. So, for example, there is like you go to analyze and then you go to water drop. So, if I'm a water drop here, they will go somewhere here. Okay. If I'm a water drop here, they will go somewhere here. Even they are really close, but they will flow to totally different places. So that's why these watershed boundary are important. Okay, they will flow to different places. For example, here they will go down here. Okay, go this way. Okay, for example, here they will go here. They will not go somewhere else, but here they will go here. Okay, so it's like it help you differentiate the land. Okay, in a really effective way. So that's kind of important. Alright, so let me cancel this and cancel the elevation, apply, and let me just delete this. Alright, so this is watershed, and the other thing you need to know is catchment. Catchment is a little bit different. Elevation again. So if you go to catchment and catchment area, click OK, and for example, if I select somewhere here, or okay, so you'll see like they define area for you. Okay, I click. This is the point I clicked. Okay, so what it means is you click a point and they will define the area where the water will coming down may flow to here. Okay, you can check with your water drop, and if you click here, you'll see go down here. Okay, the water will eventually they will all coming down here. Okay, so this is pretty cool to me. Okay, so if you have a site here, then you will know how many storm water you got, runoff you got in this region. Okay, it's really valuable and it's scientific. Okay, so you need to be careful about the points. This what they call when you click catchment area, click OK. They will show you specified discharge points. Right? Sometimes you will have like very little area. That means that's because the discharge points you define are not what you want. Okay, so you may like click multiple places. So for example, these judge points, they have more area to cover. So you may try to like for example, if this area is too size, you may try different points. Okay, so you may try multiple ones, so so you can cover a larger area. Okay, and also you need to look at your topo lines, your elevations to know whether or not these lower points. Okay, if like you click here, which is pretty high, you will have no catchment because all the water coming down here, they will flow somewhere else. Okay, I think that's it for today. You will have a lot of things to record. I think you need to take more. For this one, you can take more screenshots and upload to Tumblr. I think maybe it's the first time you do this kind of analysis, right? It's kind of exciting. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Again, if you have any question, let me know. Thank you.